This week, I'll show you how to meter for light ratios.
AdoramaTV presents Exploring Photography with Mark Wallace, where you will learn innovative techniques on shooting a wide range of photography. Here's your host, Mark Wallace.
Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Exploring Photography. I'm Mark Wallace. Well, in this episode, I'm going to show you a very simple four-step process for metering for light ratios. Now, light ratios is something that we've covered in the past, and there's a lot of stuff all about it on the Adorama Learning Center. So remember, Adorama is more than just a camera store. There's a lot of resources for learning as well. So if you don't know what light ratios are and want to know about that, check out the Learning Center and you can see all of that. But today, we're going to talk about using a Sekonic light meter to figure out the difference between a key and a fill light, or a key and a kicker, or a key and a hair light, or whatever you need to meter. We just need to figure out the difference between the two. And the nice thing is, a Sekonic light meter has a built-in calculator to help you with light ratios. So to help us do all of this stuff, I'm going to invite Sharon to come on in. You probably recognize her from previous episodes of Exploring Photography. Welcome to the show, Sharon. We're going to get started right now. Let me tell you the 4 steps required for metering for light ratios. Now, I'm doing this using a Sekonic L-358 Light Meter. It's one of the most popular light meters out there, and chances are you have one, you've seen one, or maybe you'll buy one soon. Now, the nice thing about this is really only 4 steps to doing this. Remember, we're trying to figure out the value between one light in relationship to another light. So what we'll do is, step 1, we will meter the light using the meter button right here on the side of our light meter. The second thing is we're going to put it in memory. Once we have that in memory, we're going to push the Delta EV button. This is this button right here. And then last, the 4th step is we'll meter again. So we'll meter, memory, Delta EV, meter again. Now to do this, it's much simpler to use a model and demonstrate it in real life. So we're going to bring Sharon out and we're going to do it right now. Okay, let's put those 4 steps into practice. Sharon has joined us once again, and so what we're going to do is meter the difference between these 2 lights. This would be our key light, this would be our fill light. Now to keep things simple, we're not doing a fancy schmancy lighting setup, we're just having 2 lights out here. So in reality, you would probably have something that's a little bit more complicated than this, but we really want to understand the principles by showing you these 4 steps. So the first step is to meter the key light. That's what everything is based on. So what I'll do is I need to come back here and I need to put my lumisphere down because I only want to see the light that's coming from this light, not both lights combined. I don't want any reflections from the floor. I just want to know how bright this light is. The other thing I've done, notice I have a really dark shirt. The reason for that is when I'm metering, I don't want light to bounce off a light-colored shirt and influence my meter reading. So I'm wearing a dark shirt to make sure I absorb light, I don't reflect it. So the first thing is I need to meter this light right here. So the lumisphere is down. I'm going to point my lumisphere directly at this light, and I'm going to do that from Sharon's chin. So I will meter this light, and I have a value in my light meter. Now, it really doesn't matter what that value is. Right now, it shows F16 because we're just talking about the difference in brightness. So I'm going to take that value, and I'm going to press the memory button. So I've done that. Now, F16 is stored in my light meter's memory. The next thing I want to do is push this average Delta EV button. And what that's telling the meter to do is to, if I do a bunch of light meter readings and put those in memory, it's going to average all of those. So we don't want to do that. What we want to do is figure out the difference in exposure value between these 2 lights. So to do that, what we'll do, it's very simple. I'll meter the second light. When I do that, I'll push and hold the measurement button. And as long as I hold that, that's going to show me a difference in exposure value. So let me show you how that works. I'll come back over here. Now I'm on the exact opposite side. I'm blocking the light from the key, and I'm just going to point my lumisphere at the fill light, push and hold. And now, as long as I'm holding that, you can see that my exposure value shows up. Now it's showing that it's negative 1.2. In other words, my fill light is 1.2 stops less bright than my key. Well, what if I wanted that to be a different value? Well, notice it's still in memory, everything's still there. I can go over to my light, I can make an adjustment. So I'm just going to take that down just a little bit. And then I can go back over here, everything's still in memory. I can push and hold. I'm still holding. I can come back out here. Now look, this says negative 1.3. So I made this really small adjustment there, just a very slight adjustment. I can make more adjustments, and I can just keep doing that until I have my exposure value, my ratios between these two lights all set up. And then, once I have everything in place, in other words, I have these exactly to the ratio I want, I need to do one more thing. And that is, I need to clear the memory of my light meter. Now, on some light meters, like the 758 and the new 478, there's an actual memory clear button. On the 358, to clear the memory, what you do is you push the mode button, go to any other mode than the one you're in, and come back, and now it's cleared out of memory. It's that simple. Then, I need to take an overall meter reading. I need to meter both of these lights at the same time. So I'm going to put the lumisphere back up. So now my lumisphere is up. I come back here, and then I will meter right under my subject's chin, just like that. And so I have my overall reading, which is 16 in this instance. Set my camera, take the picture, and there's all there is to it. So if you have a key light, a fill light, let's say a couple kicker lights, maybe lights in the background, and you want to figure out the ratios, you can use these steps to meter everything. You meter, put it in memory, set it to delta EV, and then just check to see what the differences are on those lights, and then adjust the lights accordingly. Once you have everything to the ratios that you want, then take a final overall reading and start shooting. Well, thanks, Sharon. That was a lot of fun. And remember, those 4 easy steps can help you really quickly figure out the difference between your lights so you can be successful with light ratios. I know some of you don't know what light ratios are or how to use them. Don't fear. That's why the Adorama Learning Center exists. You can zip right over there and check out our huge library of tutorials, and we have stuff all about light ratios. And I encourage you to subscribe to AdoramaTV. Why? Well, I am making a new video all about light ratios, and I'll show you some different lighting setups and some really cool things that you can do. And now that you know about the 4 steps for metering for light ratios, we'll just be able to dive right in and show you how awesome they are and how you can really make sure that you repeat your lighting setups time after time, no matter where you are using light ratios. It's really awesome. Well, thanks again for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again right here on Adorama TV. Well, this metering for light now this light meter is not only
Adorama TV is brought to you by Adorama, your best source for the equipment and knowledge you need. For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. Place your order by 7 p.m. and it ships the same day. Plus, the next time you're in New York City, be sure to visit our store located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue. Check out the Adorama Rental Company for professional cameras, lighting, computers, and more. We'll help you make the best selection to match your needs while giving you the knowledge to achieve the best outcome from your rental. Adorama is your complete solution for equipment, printing, training, and more. Adorama, more than a camera store.